Hello and welcome to part 6 of the modding Let's Mod or whatever Let's Daggerfall mod making series for the mod locked loot containers. It's once again, as per usual, for some reason when I do these coding recordings, it's a little bit late here. I'm kind of tired. Um Honestly, I'm gonna do not I'm probably not gonna do too much, especially not anything intensive in terms of thinking or anything here. Um, Honestly, what I need to do is record earlier instead of late like this, and then hopefully I'll be more motivated to work on stuff that's more difficult, as well as just do the recording in general. But this is mostly just because I want to keep the routine going if possible, so I don't want to get have like a whole week of not doing anything mod coding related or whatever. So I'm probably not going to be too super descriptive in this one like some of the other ones. Um, but yeah, in the last one we made this custom object as well as we registered a custom activate. Well, yeah, we technically registered a custom activation, at least a placeholder for it. And man, thank goodness. This is why making comments is so important. I think especially the way if you do it like this. Make comments because then when you come back, you will be in such a better place instead of leaving nothing. And then you'll be like, where the hell? What was I trying to do or whatever? It's like, even if it's just little stuff, it helps so much. Make comments. Make comments for yourself more than anything. Um, but yeah, in this case, as I said, I'm probably gonna go to bed soon after doing this little recording, and it's probably not gonna be very long, but um, I think I'm just gonna try and make some attributes for this custom object that we made that's gonna be there for the chest, basically. Attributes or parameters. Even if I don't have everything sussed out of exactly what I want for everything, I have general ideas of what I might use. So, yeah, I'm just going to yeah, probably just make a few fields here and there on this object and probably call it for a video there and go to sleep and then release this like the day after or something. I don't know. Just a lot of these videos I'm getting, depending, they're probably not going to be too groundbreaking or much, but like as I said, it's mostly a like a vlog or blog sort of thing for me more than anything, so I guess it doesn't really matter in that sense. But anyway, so we have the locked loot containers custom object, and we have some parameters that are fields, whatever you want to call them, fields and parameters. And all of these are pretty much placeholder stuff. So we're going to change these ones that are currently here and then also add more. Most likely that's kind of the idea. And hopefully for later on they will be somewhat relevant or useful to what we want to do with said object at the end of the day. Said objects, chests, whatever. Um, Text tokens, greeting text. Uh, right now I'll rename that to like, because I don't think this is gonna work exactly like that, but it's probably gonna be like on click text or something. It's mostly semantics, like either way, but what? Oh yeah, yeah. Change that to capital. Yep. Um. Hmm. This will change to is locked. Yeah, is locked. I wanted that to be lowercase, but we'll do that now. And this, a lot of this will probably be changed later on anyway, because this might not be the best way to do these kind of things, but we'll see. So we'll actually make a new one. Is trapped. False. And then we'll do one right under that, which would just be copy and paste to this, basically. Is trapped. Is locked, is trapped. Just thinking of other we'll call this chest ID or something, even though I don't know if we'll need it, but it'll probably be good to have or something, potentially. Chest ID. Wait, why is that? On-click text. Why does that work? Oh yeah, the O. Honestly, I looked at the O and I wasn't like, didn't realize it was actually capital still. Uh, Chest ID. Inventory populated. What did I make this one for? Bool. I think that'd be better named as like, is empty, maybe? Is empty. Oops. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Alright. Is empty. It's just how I like to organize them, kind of, when possible, even though it's probably not the best way to do it or whatever. All right. So at least we, thinking about it, we have something to provide the, for now, it's definitely going to be a lot different later, at least in theory, provide a text token for the actual prompt that will likely show up. There's going to have to be a lot of other stuff for that, like, depending on how I do it, probably buttons, like to click the four different choices, like, bash, unlock, leave alone, whatever, magically, shit like that, if depending on how it goes. But some text probably for that. And we're gonna need more anyway for that. Different, different, tokens in general, but I don't know exactly how. So just leave it as one. Is locked, obviously. We want to know if it, if the chest is currently locked or it's been unlocked, or maybe it's just a chest that has no lock. I don't know how we're going to do it exactly. Is trapped as well, which will probably be a thing where it's like, if it is not locked, then it's not trapped, or maybe you could have a trap without a lock. I don't think that's necessarily something that wouldn't happen. It could be locked and trapped, or just trapped, or just locked. It could be different things. One you could, yeah, different things, basically. instead of is populated or whatever the hell we had. Loot, whatever the hell, yeah, whatever the hell I had is empty will be, you know, if it has items in it currently, or if it has none, or whatever, no loot basically, or it has loot, or it's been emptied of loot. Because it'll still be a physical object in the world most likely, depending on how we do it. Even if you loot it completely, maybe. But yeah, that's depending if we use a model or if we use a billboard or whatever. That that will probably matter in some way. Oh yeah, what's the next ones? Got chest ID. I'll actually separate these a little bit. We'll have lock. We'll have an int, I suppose. Lock difficult. Dif difficulty. Lock difficulty. 0, I guess. And we'll do that just below is empty. Change that to an int. Work, yep. Lock difficulty. Man, I'm gonna be adding a bunch of shit here that might never be used, but could be used. I have ideas about it. Let's see, that's not a this might be more complicated, but for right now, chest material. That would likely be something that I would that'll likely be something if I do actually use it. Uh we'll maybe determine how much it gets affected by bashing, where it comes from, like the rarity kind of deal. Maybe how much kind of like a almost chess quality. Like that might be two different parameters, but probably getting overly complex with that if you go too far with like, oh yeah, different materials and quality and this and that. But for right now, I'll just do chess material, I guess. And I could use the vanilla materials as a base work, which I probably will to some extent. But I'll probably make my own values, which will probably be something other than an int. They'll probably be like a actual type, an actual custom type, such as some of these other things, like a type of steel or gold or silver or I don't know, whatever, wooden, that kind of thing. I'm not sure I would do that. I mean, I know you could do that, but I don't know what the syntax would be in this case. I'll figure it out eventually how I'll be doing it, but yeah, be most likely copying some of the way the other code does materials and stuff. But I'll just comment that likely won't be an int, will probably be some custom material type I make that will be filled in later on. So I got lock difficulty, chest material, and here's another one that's probably gonna be a cut almost definitely going to be a custom thing, whatever you want to call it, but I'll just keep it as an int because I don't know what the type is going to be in the end, for now at least. Like I said, I'll suss all that stuff out eventually, just not right now. Um, trap, trap type, trap. I feel like traps. I remember in Oblivion, or at least Muskers. He I think it was his or one of the Oblivion overhauls, like either OOO or MOO. Whichever Oblivion like overhaul had something about locks and shit, and there's probably a few of them like that. And they also added traps, some of them, I believe. Um, I think they actually have different amounts of traps sometimes. Like they have like multiple traps or whatever, which is a cool idea. I don't see why that couldn't be a thing. Or in turn, yeah, I don't see why that couldn't or shouldn't be a thing. So I will also add trap number. Like how many, how many traps. So it'd basically kind of be like for is trap would just be like determine, does the thing have more than 0 traps? Then true. If not, then it's false kind of thing. But trap amount. Trap amount. And once again, yeah, that would actually be an int. So we got lock difficulty, chest material, and trap. Don't necessarily need these parameters here, but it just kind of makes it easier to do it now, I think, while you're making them instead of later and then trying to fill them in. That's just how I feel. Chest material and trap amount. See now with trap type, that would probably be kind of an antithesis to trap, not antithesis, but like it would be like almost a separate object, sort of. Because if trap amount would be saying, well, how many traps are there? So trap type would kind of be, well, for right now, I'll like I said, I'll have to figure that out later. Think about that later, but design-wise. But for now, this is what I do want, trap type. Um, determine if it's like a fireball or a shock spell or a AoE or a poison or a disease or a summoning spell or whatever shit it might be. But with that idea of trap amount, it'll definitely become a little bit more complex in what trap type will be, because maybe trap type will just be trap type 1, trap type 2, trap type 3, or maybe it'll be some other thing where it's actually a list, which is probably a good idea. A list or an array of the traps, kind of like how spell bundles work, I guess, or something. Um, yeah, that might be something worth commenting. May eventually, if possible, to have more than one trap on a chest, that this would be better as an array slash list of the effects attached, kind of like spell bundle lists, arrays, I don't know. And that one will be right under that. Doesn't really matter. It's gonna probably definitely all change later on, but it's nice to have it there. Alright, so we got trap type, chest material, lock difficulty, which both of these can probably determine somewhat the loot itself, but it'll have to depend what it'll have to depend what ways I want to determine what the value of the stuff inside is and things like that. Chest ID. Probably put that higher, maybe. Not that it matters, but just for organization's sake. Yeah. Just above that. Yeah. And attached. This one I might actually make. I think I just had loot, the object, Daggerfall loot. But I don't want just the loot, I want a item collection more than anything. Which would be a type that is probably defined here somewhere. Yeah, item collection. Let's pin these. So, what is an item collection? I think it's like a dictionary kind of collection of items, or what I guess it's its own type or class, but it has probably definitely subtype things like yeah, ordered dictionary and stuff, where all the items are actually like stored. I'll make this item collection, which needs to have an include up there, or a using somewhere up there. In this case, items. Uh, attached loot. Attached loot. Yeah, guess I could just do it like that. But maybe I won't make a parameters for it right now because it doesn't have a definition. So I'll just leave that as is. Even though you can do it kind of like that. Let's see if I can without getting any errors. But it's going to be empty at this point, so I have to define it somewhere later. Otherwise, it'll just be empty. Undefined. Or unassigned, I guess, would be the term. Item collection. Instead of int, item collection. And yeah, at least there's no errors, at least, so for now that'll work. Attached loot. So potentially I'll have to think about this when I get to it, that when I get to that point, but I have to think like how am I going, because you know with the doors in the locked doors in Daggerfall, at least currently, the vanilla and the current behavior that we have, they only allow you to there might have been a mod that changed that, but I don't think so, because then they would have to change the door objects themselves. But you only get one attempt to lockpick, and I think it might be the same in Arena actually, the way it seemed like it at least. You only get one attempt to lockpick, and then that's it until your skill changes, like goes up or something. Then you get another chance, or you reload the entire thing. Like you basically get one shot until your skill either goes up or some other thing changes in a weird way, which is kind of weird. I don't know. Like it kind of makes sense, but it also doesn't. And then you're just kind of stuck like having to bash the door down, basically for most of the time, making the lock picking kind of useless for the most part. I instead would kind of prefer if lock picking was something that had a cost to it in terms of either in terms of like the it takes time or something like that, or maybe it attracts attention if you fail at it or something like that, or that the fact that you are taking time attracts attention. And maybe if your skill is low enough, there will be a point where you're just not able to unlock a chest. Like keep trying, like even if you're like through dumb luck, it's very unlikely you'll be able to unlock that kind of chest at your skill, that kind of thing. So there could be times like that where it's like, yeah, you just don't have the skill to unlock this. But I feel like having the resource be in-game time where you have to spend and potentially risk attracting attention or guards or some shit like that, or traps, or I don't know, stuff like that. I prefer that rather than, to some extent, than with the doors where it's just a one shot. If you don't if you don't open the door with this lockpick attempt, then you either have to skill up at least once, or you have to skill up at least once before you could try again, or bash it down, because that's essentially all the options you have at that point, besides magical open spells, which are just chance based, and you can keep trying, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like lockpicking should, to some extent, be kind of like the magic, where you could keep trying. It just costs something. So in this case, I don't think I would have a lockpicking limit. There's going to be other values that would require the kind of thing that I just mentioned, but I can't think of them exactly right now. They're more like nuanced, detailed little things. But one thing that I definitely would be like a bool, just like that I've been doing, are these Boolean ones, these true or false ones, checks, would be has been bashed. Has been bashed. Even though who knows if I'll use the exact same kind of check like that later on, but that's something I want to at least consider. Or have available as a check. Within my toolbox for this custom object. And right now, I can't really think of too much else at this moment in time that I would want to attach like this. Like, I gotta do more shit to actually realize what more things I will need, such as, like, actually stuff, like implementing it in some way and messing with it. But for right now, these are the parameters that I could think of at this moment. That at least will be helpful in giving me an idea of what I want to do exactly with these chests, kind of. So yeah, I just added these parameters and fields to this custom object. These extra ones, not using them yet in any practical way, but I hopefully will eventually, and possibly get rid of some, and definitely will add more. Change how it works, but yeah, for right now, that is all I've kind of felt like doing at this moment, at this late at night. But yeah, as I said, it's going to be a shorter video than usual, probably not too useful or intriguing, but maybe. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, where I hopefully get more practical, useful things out of the way and more challenging stuff, but we'll see. I will hopefully record more early in the morning, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.